Voters in El Salvador will go to the polls Sunday with the option to re-elect a sitting president. Despite the country's constitution prohibiting consecutive presidential terms, Nayib Bukele, who first took office in 2019, obtained a constitutional court ruling that will permit him to serve another 5 years. He's expected to win by a landslide.
Este 4 de febrero.
On February the 4th, we must protect the advances we have made in national security. We have a majority in Congress, but the loss of one single seat would threaten our war against the gangs.
Contra las pandillas.
Central America's smallest country has changed since Bukele first took office 5 years ago. Bitcoin is now legal tender here. There's been a drastic reduction in the murder rate. Certain civil rights have been suspended since 2022 in a so-called state of exception crackdown. It has allowed the government to arrest more than 76,000 alleged Mara gangsters, drastically changing the situation in what was once one of the world's most murderous countries.
De cómo estaba El Salvador tomado por las maras, el 85% de la...
El Salvador reached a point at which 85% of the country was controlled by the maras, 220 towns under gang rule. But as of January last year, 70% of our territory has been recuperated, and the fight for the remaining 30% is ongoing.
El otro 30% en vías de recuperación.
A second Bukele presidential term, which he promises will continue the current measures, isn't the only choice Salvadorans will face at the ballot box. Salvadorans will also elect their representatives on Sunday. The country's legislature has been significantly reduced from 84 national congressional seats down to 60, a reform brought about last year.
Esta reducción, por supuesto, corresponde con la optimización de recursos.
This reduction is about optimizing El Salvador's resources by converging tiny municipalities into wider districts. We achieve more centralization in the distribution of funds and better oversight in their use, bringing proper management to areas which before were unsustainable.
Y que eran prácticamente insostenibles.
As Salvadorans go to the polls this weekend, voters will be deciding whether this country wants 5 more years of hardline economic and security measures, served up by one of Latin America's youngest and most outspoken leaders. Alistair Baverstock, CGTN, San Salvador.